Personally, as an optometrist serving people, there was a time in my life when I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I've done missionary work in the past, and after a missionary trip and seeing how I was able to personally impact one patient in particular, not just him, but his whole family and thus his whole community, it ignited my will and desire to serve. And I wanted to bring that to my other fellow practitioners because I feel like that is an area where a lot of healthcare providers are struggling.
I have been involved with the Elevated Living Project and the Elevated Living Foundation's Passion Project since its inception. And we have had a spectacular year of planning events locally and internationally. The Elevated Living Foundation's mission and vision statement surrounds working with healthcare and restoring passion and compassion back to that industry.
For some of us, we have the desire to serve, but it has become so task-oriented that the connection between the doctor and the patient has been lost. And there's such a need in Africa for good service. Even though they have doctors, they're just overwhelmed and inundated with the amount of need, the amount of patients that they have to serve.
The Passion Project is one of our initiatives, and it kind of models the system in which we go into communities in Africa as a starting point, but I really believe that we're, by 2037, are going to have 20 of these Passion Project initiatives around the world. But the goal is to go into one of the communities. In 1 or 2 days, we establish a clinic. It's a brick and mortar type of facility that can be collapsible and expandable, and have a week of healthcare, focusing on eye care.
We don't just go in and serve the people and come back home. To bring doctors from the States and partner with doctors overseas and allow the doctors in the States to actually see how their work physically impacts patients, and alongside working with the doctors who are there to help relieve some of the pressures that they have, brought about the Elevated Foundation. And that's what we're about, creating sustainable clinics, not just come in, see a few patients and go home, but actually partnering with the physicians and the healthcare workers that are there to help them help their people, and then thus renew the passion that the doctors have here in the States.
Specifically on the trip that we attended together in Liberia, she gave away over 2,000 pairs of glasses. She saw over 800 persons in that community and in neighboring villages, because people walk 2 and 3 days to be a part of this project. So I'm very excited about us continuing that work. We're at the grassroots level right now, but I know that the passion that we have, and with adding it to this Passion Project, is going to really fulfill the Great Commission.
We're targeting right now Africa because we have connections there, but if there are people that approach the organization that have clinics or who desire a sustainable clinic, say in Mexico or India or wherever, we're open to those as well. You don't have to be a physician in order to participate with us. We have support teams that help us with our administrative work, that act as security to keep people, in line, to help with the basic triage, answering basic questions, taking health histories, escorting people from one part of the clinic to the next part of the clinic. So there are a multitude of tasks, and we could use your help.
Anyone can be involved who has a heart for God's work. Anyone can be involved who has a heart for helping the marginalized, helping the disenfranchised, helping those who feel like they have been the ones who are at the short end of the stick, whether that is socioeconomically, with race, gender issues, and it all fits. A lot of times we find out as we work, it's not about us, it is about giving back. So if you have a heart to give back, and if you have a heart to help, and you have a belief in God and in faith and in community, then the Elevated Living Foundation and Passion Projects are definitely a way that you can fulfill that inner calling.
So if you're on the fence and you're not exactly sure if you want to partner with us by participating in an actual mission, you can certainly donate to the organization or even offer supplies. We need supplies in all areas, for dentistry, for healthcare, obviously, for optometry, eyewear, medications. We're open to taking donations. I would say sign up today. It'll be the best decision that you've ever made. Not only will you help hundreds and hundreds of people overseas, but it will help you as you see how you actually connect to another person, how you see the things that you do, how impact what they are for a whole community, an entire society. So don't hesitate. Sign up.
I am Shari Ponder, and I am one of the inaugural members of the Elevated Living Foundation.
I am Dr. Santrell Hart Moreland. I am the founder and visionary behind Elevated Foundation.